Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Football TITTH number 62. I'm your host, Justin Bruni. I got Nick Davis with me. Tell him what's up, Nick.
What's up, y'all?
Yep, we are coming into Monday Night Football. Bear down. Bears are traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Just going to dive right in here. Bears and the Rams. We're looking at a 6-point spread. Sorry, 6.5 point spread, Nick. Who do you got? We know where I'm going.
Yeah, it was really easy to pick. Let me look at my trends really quick. Sorry, I was getting something else up.
Jared Goff yet to throw a touchdown versus the Bears. If he gets one today, it'll be his career first. What are you thinking?
I'm going to to be honest, I do have the Bears winning.
Bear down.
I honestly see, the predicted score on OddsShark is crazy. 34-13 Los Angeles Rams.
What are you smoking, OddsShark? What version of Madden were you playing when you ran this?
They're smoking the McVay pipe because everybody's kind of like enamored by Sean McVay. But they'll
figure it out, sure. Yeah.
They've kind of shown that they will struggle against teams that honestly aren't worth the caliber of the talent that the Rams have. And it's kind of been disappointing to see the Rams play in prime time when I've gotten to see them play. But the Bears defense has been legitimate all year round. I think that Sean McVay is going to have a lot of problems with them. Is it the Rams that have most of their wins against
all of
NFC
their
East?
wins are against the NFC East? I don't know where the books are coming with this. 6 points? I don't like that. The Bears themselves, every game, no matter what, win or loss, has been a one-possession game. Mm-hmm. To me, this number needs to be 3. Like, just dead even 3, and it makes people either buy down or buy up to something that they're going to be, either going to lose some value on at 6. If you make people buy up to 6 or buy up to 5, at least you're not paying out so much money, when the Bears do take it to the Hizzy tonight. Let's go. Smash the like button, share the video. I got the Bears covering 6 tonight. They're at 6.5 now, so you got even a little bit more value. If you're not buying into it, if you're not buying into the Bears, Nick Foles, winning ugly, the whole theme of the year so far, if you're not into it, I guess just go ahead and take the Rams at -7. I don't know. I would try to get more value there. I wouldn't be trying to take the Rams below 6 by any means whatsoever. As far as, let's see, the money line goes, let me pull it up here. I don't like the money line value. The Bears are plus 230, but I do see this one coming down to, again, a 1-score game. I do think the Bears can easily win on the road, but at the same time, their defense has had to win all their games, right? So, even if the defense is making stops, keeping the Rams in front of them, a field goal at the end of the day could still do it. I'm going to say to just stay on the spread. Give me the Bears plus 6. But, man, plus 230 is pretty tasty. For the team that, by the way, is leading right now, the NFC.
Yeah, the one thing that I am going to say is that the 44.5, I think that there's a possibility that's going to go under.
Under.
I think that the Bears offense doesn't have to be firing on all cylinders to stay in the game because their defense is so elite. And also some of the stats that I saw for the Rams actually is the total has gone under in 4 of Los Angeles Rams' last 5 games against the NFC conference, and then the total has gone under in 5 of LA's last 6 games against an opponent in the NFC North.
We have it straight up against the Bears?
No, nothing against the Bears, but the NFC North, that's pretty. The total has gone under in 5 to 6 games. So
yeah, I'm all on the under. I'm all on the Bears. Give me the Bears in the money line. Fuck it. Plus 230. It's been a pretty good week for me so far on the pick. So yeah, give me the Bears money line too. Cover the spread. Give me the under. Let's see. They're saying not OddsShark. Sorry, Bet Online has the team totals. The Bears at 19.5 and the Rams at 25.5. So hammer the under for me for the Rams and give me the over there for the Bears too. If you're looking for a little bit of extra value tonight, I do know that Tyler Higbee is out of this game. He is going to be inactive. Are there any other Rams that you would be worried about starting? Like, are you for sure firing up Jared Goff tonight?
In DFS, yeah, just I'm kind of like doing it stock market style, diversification.
Sure,
got to hit everybody. But am I confident? No, I think that'll be one of the lineups that struggle. Against this defense, it's going to be a different animal. He does have a good coach behind him, but still, Goff has to make the plays. I think there's going to be struggles on both sides offensively, but the defenses will shine.
Yeah, realistically, the only guys that I like for the Rams are Woods and Kupp. And to go, another level further, just give me Kupp because Woods is coming in banged up. I see a lot of Gerald Everett tonight. I know that you, know that you put him in as a captain in one of your DFS lineups. I think that's a solid option. I think it's a lot of Kupp because you can move Kupp around the line of scrimmage, get him matched up on some of their linebackers, and be able to, make a couple chunk plays every now and again. As far as the props, we'll get to that here in a bit. I'm almost guaranteed that they have Jared Goff at 1.5 touchdowns. If that's the case, I want to be hammering the under on that. But yeah, don't feel good about any of my Rams. I said, what was it, yesterday? Darnell Mooney, he'd have head of over, 35 receiving yards?
35 receiving yards, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm still in on that. I'm still in on Darnell Mooney tonight. Could be a long night for Allen Robinson. Potentially a week that you should have sat him if you were watching the show yesterday. It's going to be a long day for A-Rob going up against Jalen Ramsey. And if they really put him out there on that island, it's going to be a tough matchup for him. So I don't love Allen Robinson in DFS tonight or his props.
The one thing that you did tell me is that the Rams defense does not disguise anything. So,
they give you exactly what they're going to give you. They don't call any audibles. They don't try to shift things around. They just, all right, this is how we're lining up. That's exactly what we're giving you.
Yeah. So I think that is, A-Rod is kind of like he's definitely a number one receiver, and when you're number one receiver, you got to play against those number one corners. And honestly, he has performed against a lot of them. Jalen Ramsey. Honestly, I think the hardest type of coverage is man coverage, and I think that they're going to do a lot of that. Jalen Ramsey is one of the best, but Allen Robinson is also one of the best as well. So I think he's going to have one of his normal games.
5-6 catches, 50 yards.
I'm going to say
no touchdown.
I'm going to say I'm going to say he's going to get 100 yards and a touchdown.
100 yards and a touchdown. What can we make holler for the no TD? I got no TD today for A-Rob. What do we want to put on this?
I'll put $1.
Oh, $1. All right. I'll make $1 holler. That's fine. We'll get to the props here in a bit. So we got the over 44. I thought I saw the half there. Give me the under. You're taking the under there as well for sure?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Let's jump into the player props here. Start up Nick Foles tonight too. Sorry, didn't touch on the Bears. Start up Nick Foles and start up Montgomery, of course. I think if it's Monday night and they're still on your lineup, there's not much you can do right now to get them out. So
yeah.
Pulling up the player props here. I don't know why it doesn't want to load. Give me the overs. Give me the unders. It just doesn't want to load. Here we go. All right, Jared Goff, 244.5 passing yards. Nick Foles, 239.5.
I'm going to go under for both.
I'm going to go under for Goff, and I'm going to go over for Foles. Just playing the homer here.
Okay.
Jared Goff, 1.5 passing touchdowns as suspected. Give me the under. What do you got?
Under.
The man hasn't thrown a touchdown up against the Bears yet. I'm not betting on him throwing 2 today. Nick Foles, 1.5.
Ooh, I'm gonna say over. Actually,
I'm gonna say the under.
It's starting to seem like you don't have to throw for 300 yards to get 3 touchdowns. You can throw for like 230 and get 4 touchdowns. So it's kind of like a weird statistical anomaly that I've kind of noticed recently.
Absolutely. John Reed says, "Goon up, John Reed." Bear down says, "Let's go Bears." Hope you need a lot of Bears action tonight. Let's see, rushing yards. Passing completions first. We got Jared Goff, 21.5. Nick Foles, 22.5.
I'm going to go over.
Give me the under for Goff and the over for Foles. Rushing yards, Darrell Henderson, 60.5. I will take the over.
Ooh, I'm going to take the under.
All right. David Montgomery, 58.5.
Ooh, over. I feel like he's going to have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I'll say the over. I'll say the over. Malcolm Brown's posting a number here: 25.5 rushing yards for Malcolm Brown.
Over.
Yeah, I think you can get that. Give me the over for Malcolm Brown. All right, going over to receiving yards. Allen Robinson, 66.5.
Over.
You said it. Yeah, I think that, like, to me, that sounds more of like an A-Rob game, like 5 to 7 catches, that 50 to 70 yards, 100 yards. I don't know, but
100 yards.
I'll take the over here. Give me 70 receiving yards for A-Rob. Anthony Miller, 28.5.
I have him on my fantasy team, and I want to say over, but I'm going to say under because
under too.
He's been killing me lately. I don't know what's going on with him.
Cooper Kupp, 63.5. I'll take the over.
Over 75.
I think someone's got to keep moving the chains here for the Rams, even if it's just a little bit. Cordell Patterson, 9.5.
Receiving yards?
Rushing.
Oh.
I'll take the over.
I'm going to take the over on that.
Yeah, I think bust one run. I mean, he gets dives all the time. He can bust one dive for 10 yards. Darnell Mooney, 33.5. Give me the over.
I'm going to take over on that.
I called it yesterday. Let's go. Let's roll. Henderson, 9.5. This is receiving.
Henderson. Let me see. Henderson. I'm going to go under.
Yeah, I'll go under. David Montgomery, 28.5.
I'm going to go over.
Yeah, give me the over. I think you got to get a little bit more value attacking Aaron Donald. We got Emron in the chat. 66 need to cover the over on my win. What was that? 66 need to cover over to win my game.
Is that the line?
I don't know what he's talking about. Under Quan shutting him down. Mooney season. Over for Patterson. No other backs. Emron, we need some clarity, brother. I don't know what you're talking about. This 66
sounds like a code.
Gerald Everett, 33.5.
Over.
Yeah, I mean he's the only one there, right? Tyler Higbee's out, so yeah, give it to me. Jimmy Graham, 36.5. I'm going to say the under.
36.5?
Yep.
I'm going to say over. He's going to get 40.
What about Josh Reynolds, 32.5? I'm going to say over.
Over, too.
I think he gets it on a couple of plays. Malcolm Brown, 9.5. This is receiving. Give me the over.
I'm going to say over.
Robert Woods, 54.5. Give me the under.
I'm going to say over.
Quan is shutting down Henderson. Held Davis at 3 yards and 2 catches. I'm assuming he means Mike Davis. I'm not sure. I think Emron's getting lit. Receptions. Allen Robinson, 6.
Ooh, that's a good number. Over still 7.
I'll say a push. Give me 6 catches tonight for Allen Robinson. Anthony Miller, 2.5 catches. I'll say the over. Give me 3.
I'm gonna say the under.
Ouch! You're hating it. He's in your lineup.
He's killing me though. Like I'm just kind of being honest. Like what I've seen, it's just not good.
Cooper Kupp, 5.5. Give me 6.
Yep.
I'll take the over on that. Darnell Mooney, 3. Give me the over. I'll take 4 or 5.
Yeah, sounds good.
Montgomery, 4 catches. I'll say push. I'll say a dead even 4.
Yeah, push.
Jimmy Graham, 3.5. I will take the over. 4 catches for like 25 yards.
I'm gonna say 3.
Josh Reynolds, 2.5. I'll take the over.
Over, yeah.
Robert Woods, 4.5. I will take the over.
Yeah, over. All
right, sounds good. So let's jump over to the Thrive lineup. You guys need to be checking out Thrive Fantasy. Got you a nice little promo code there. Takes your $20 and turns it into a total of $70. That's a pretty good head start to. I mean, it's all real money. So
yeah, it is.
Promo code to the Hizzy. Get it in there. Let's see, where is it? Just trying to get it pulled up here. I'm pretty excited about this game here, Nick. If the Bears win, they're in first place in the NFC.
It's a statement game.
Thank you, Cardinals. Appreciate that last night.
Yeah, I went to bed really sad. DK really just like shit the bed everywhere for me. It's just really not working out for me. I don't know. It's kind of like I might stay away from the Seattle receivers just because I don't know which night is going to happen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, the one to use now is Tyler Lockett. Clearly.
And the one guy that I looked at too that I put in my lineup, James White. I put him in my lineup because I heard your stat about snap shares, and he probably had the least amount of snaps that game. Yeah. I saw Damian Harrison the entire time, and I'm like, Well,
And then they put Burkhead in the end when it was like the game was out of hand.
It was unbelievable. So I'm done with New England running backs for sure. Don't ever let me put them in a lineup again. I'm done.
Oh, that's awesome.
Seattle receivers are getting there too because I just don't know.
Can't fucks with it. All right, Thrive lineup. We got Nick Foles, 243 passing yards. Over under.
Over.
Yeah, I said the over before, so I'll take it again. 24.5 completions.
I hate completions. Under.
You mean the under? David Montgomery, 57.5 rush yards.
Over.
Yeah, I'll take the over. David Montgomery, 1 touchdown rushing.
I'm going to say over.
What's up? What's the prop, you Bear lovers? What the fuck? Get out of here, Blake. Nick does not like the Bears. Allen Robinson, 71.5 receiving yards. Nick's got the over. I will say under by 1.5. He's getting 70 tonight. Allen Robinson, 5.5 catches.
Yeah, over.
I will take give me 6. Anthony Miller, 28.5.
Under.
I'll take the over. Fuck it. Anthony Miller, 1 receiving touchdown. Give it to me. It's been a while.
Under.
Because it's been a while.
Under.
Since Miller found pay dirt. Jimmy Graham, 28.5 receiving yards.
Over.
I'm going to take the under there. Blake says 6 plus 6 and the under. Plus 6 means bear down. Let's go. Smash the like button. Share the video. Darnell Mooney, 3.5 catches.
Over. 4.
Yeah, give me 4. Give me 4 or 5 tonight for Mooney. Switching over to Viva La Rams. Jared Gopher, 245.5 passing yards. Can he hit it?
Under.
Sorry, Goff. Jared Goff, 2.5 passing touchdowns plus the interception.
So it's 3. I'm gonna say no.
Oh, you know what though? Maybe. I wonder if you throw 3 interceptions, if that'll do it. Give me the over. Let's go. Darrell Henderson, 68.5 total yards. So receiving and rushing.
Who is this?
Darrell Henderson.
Over.
I don't hate that. I'll take the over there. I think he get a couple of catches and maybe get some decent yardage tonight, but I don't love him in fantasy. Darrell Henderson, 1 total touchdown. Not happening, Bob.
I'm gonna say it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna say nah. I'm gonna say
their only touchdown.
I'm gonna say end zone Brown, red zone Brown gets in there and takes away a rushing touchdown from Henderson. Cooper Kupp, 55.5 receiving yards.
Over.
Yeah, give me the over there as well. 5.5 catches for Kupp.
Over.
Yeah, give me the over there. Robert Woods, 59.5 reception yards.
Over.
Yeah, give me the over. Cam Akers. Hey, they got Cam Akers in here. That's awesome. 28.5 rushing yards. Let's go.
Under.
Ouch. Sorry, Cam. Nick says no. Tyler Higbee. He's out of this game. Take the under. Whatever it is, take the under. Higbee's out. Higbee's out. Not loving it. All right. Let's see. Bears keys to victory. You gotta protect Nick Foles, right?
Yeah.
Play efficiently behind that offensive line. Create some type of downfield threat and try not to get too pretty with it.
Yeah, I think you just need to be able to feed your playmakers. Don't get too crazy on it. Apparently, the Rams don't disguise their defense, so definitely look at what you see and take what you got. So
keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah,
we're talking to you, Foles. Rams keys to victory. What, score touchdowns?
Yeah, or touchdown.
That 2-second Goff stat. Goff is 83% when he gets the ball out 2 seconds or less. I'm going to say that's got to be the strategy tonight. Dude's got to be throwing strikes off the right off the set hut throw. End around reverses, those little push passes. I think they got to be using a lot of that tonight. Have to be very creative. They're also going to need to play very, very well on the offensive line. Still have a very strong front seven going. I only say that about the Bears because it's kind of like their, the theme of our team, right? Our woes of yesteryear. Poor offensive line play, always taking sacks, right? Well, tonight we got Aaron Donald on the docket, so got to be extra aware tonight. I do not want to see Mitch in this game. Offensive line, okay?
Yeah.
The Bears are rolling. We're good to go here. A win tonight secures NFC, top of the NFC, thanks to the Cardinals' victory last night. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it. We got the total at 44.5. We are taking the under. We are now going to jump into some of our topics for the week. We're about half hour away here from kickoff. So let's see what we can cover in that time. First and foremost, Cowboys, Nick, they came to town. We were talking. You were talking to me and Emron about potentially removing the football team from our DFS lineup from defense.
They
took care of business, huh?
They did.
They took care of fucking business.
I don't know what to say, to be honest. I mean, they came in, beat up the Cowboys did, and they honestly just kept beating a dead horse. So, I don't know. Like
it was awesome. Let's just call it for cool. What it was. It was awesome. When I was at the sports book yesterday, some dude was literally screaming at the window, "Zeke gonna freak! It's pouring rain outside! Zeke the freak! Zeke the freak!" I turned to the guy next to me. I was like, "Football team for a lock." Like, that's when you know. Like you just see the signs. Like man, this guy's really loud in here, just going off about Zeke today. I'm like, it's gonna be a bad day for Zeke, and wouldn't you know it, the man didn't do anything.
Yeah.
On top of the crucial loss to the football team on the road, they lose Andy Dalton, second quarterback on the year now.
Yeah, that was a vicious hit. One thing that stood out to me about what I read after it was that no one stood up for them, and
bunch of bitches, Cowboys. You bunch of bitches.
Bunch of mercs. And
how about them Cowboys?
Yeah, it's really sad. At this point, I would kind of like punt the year there because it's just kind of like if you're depending on Ben DiNucci, it's real bad.
It sounds like someone you have for detention. Like Mr. DiNucci again.
Yeah, he definitely had his mom as a teacher in the school he went to.
Yeah, it was a bit much, and DiNucci was bad, right? I mean, I guess we'll just kind of jump into him right now. Like, is he a FAAB option for you if you're in a 2-quarterback, 14-team league and you just have to start QBs? Like,
absolutely not. You are desperate at that situation. At that point, you should just think about tanking in that, just kind of like.
So, but do you put DiNucci out there? Do they make a trade for somebody? We talked about it a little bit earlier. I mentioned, Haskins, Nick Mullins, Fitzpatrick, Mitch Trubisky, maybe featured tonight in garbage time. Just kidding. I don't think we'll get that far. But, I mean, there's some options out there. Could the Cowboys pull the trigger if Dalton can't clear by – okay, let's say Dalton's in protocol this week and they just have to use DiNucci on Sunday, right? Because even if they traded for a guy this week, I don't even know if he could play because –
you'd have to make the trade like now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So we're going to have to assume that we're getting Dalton or DiNucci for this week, for week 8, right? But if that's the case, like if they can't get a win in a very winnable division still – I'm not sure who their opponent is this week, but I have to imagine the Cowboys are not trying to pack it in right now. No one can in that division. I mean, the football team just got another fucking win. Like, you cannot be packing it up in the NFC East. So my thought is make a move. Like, you agreed with the Nick Mullins one, and I mean, could you feel Haskins there?
That'd be, I don't know. That'd be kind of like a step in the wrong direction for the Cowboys. Haskins is nowhere near like NFL ready in terms of mentally. I'm more excited if Mullins goes there because I feel like Mullins is more of what they need. Who is the guy that you were mentioning that I was like, yeah, that's not going to work because he can't get the ball there? Who was
Mitch?
Oh yeah, Mitch. Yeah, sorry.
Trubisky.
Yeah, he's shown nothing positive for the Dallas Cowboys. Nick Mullins at least has stats that compare him against Patrick Mahomes and stuff. Not saying he is, but he can at least make some completions. So yeah, I would say Mullins. Love to see Fitzpatrick there. I think that would be a great thing. Not sure if that would happen, but Nick Mullins, Fitzpatrick are my two options for them.
Yeah, I don't know what they would have to do to get Fitz. Fitz has a pretty favorable contract. I think he's only getting like $9 or $11 million a year, something like that. So I think they could pull that off, but I just don't think a team like the Dolphins is ready to completely write off Fitz yet. I think that we've talked about it the other day. They need to know what they're going to get from Tua, and that's probably why they're doing this.
Yeah.
Better to know now than later, when you don't have Fitz, right? So I can kind of sympathize with that, but I don't think that Fitz will get moved. I like some of these other guys, like a Mullins that's been with the Niners for a while. The Niners might need a new identity at quarterback, for their lead guy just in general, right?
Jeez, that's a terrible situation.
I guess so. I mean, Niners are coming back in the division, got another win this week, but I guess they just have, a stock of quarterbacks. You got Beathard, you got Mullins. I could see it. Jacoby Brissett was another one that we brought up just because the Colts were talking about using Eason?
Jacob Eason, yeah.
Yeah, they were talking about using him as the backup behind Rivers. So if that's the case, like, what are we doing with Brissett here?
Get some value out of him.
Is Brissett movable? Is Mullins movable? I don't know. I think we'll find out after another week of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the rest of these guys rolling with a DiNucci, even with Dalton? Like, we didn't really get anything that positive out of these guys this week. Can you continue to start Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz? I don't think that we're trying to back down from, Amari Cooper and Zeke, but can you continue to start these guys going forward?
No, those deep shots are not going to be there unless Tanucci shows something in the next week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, like the guys that you have that are like the high end guys like Cooper and Zeke, they're you can't sit them. You just kind of roll with it.
Would you sell them? Are you ready to sell Ezekiel Elliott?
No,
not ready to sell him.
No.
Greener pastures are on the horizon.
I'm not saying that. I'm just.
Well, I hope so.
Sure. I mean, for me, it's just like I took him with my first pick. There's more.
I took him with first pick too.
There's more odds that he's going to be more the lead back. Mm-hmm. He is the lead back there. He just didn't do well against Washington, and sometimes you just have a bad game.
Two fumbles the game before that,
and sometimes there's a string of bad games.
Lost me that week. 4 points, 2 fumbles.
Yeah, he's been kind of like not being the guy that I need him to be in my fantasy. But I think
he's available though, right? He's not dead like fucking CMC and Barkley. Woo!
Yeah, I saw someone on Twitter posted like who's been the biggest fantasy bust, and someone said Zeke, and I was like, how can you be considered a fantasy bust when everyone around him that was drafted is down? Like he's the only one still standing. So numbers wise, yeah, but this whole year has been messed up, and we knew going in that it was going to be a wild year.
Yeah, the first round has just been absolutely ridiculous.
Decimated.
Like you're looking at Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, who has missed 2 games now, or whatever, 1.5, and Zeke Elliott being like the darlings of the first round. Unless you got Patrick Mahomes, and he's even had a couple of non-Patrick Mahomes weeks.
No, he's not Patrick Mahomes that you were expecting going into this year. Mm-hmm. He has not been unleashed. Mm-hmm. I have been very disappointed by him. But
for that 5 touchdown game,
I'm waiting for his arm to just be taken off the leashes and just let it go. Like I feel like they're holding him back for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe Reed is trying to outsmart people, but it looks like he's being held back. That's just how I feel.
Speaking of Reed, John Reed in the chat is asking, what was more surprising yesterday, the way that the Niners won or the way that the Patriots lost? I'm going to say the way that the Patriots lost.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed in the Patriots yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't understand what they're trying to do. I don't understand why it took so long to pull Cam. I mean, he looked bad. And we'll just jump right into it right now, John. We had this topic on the board. Is it time to bail on the Patriots? You already said you're not starting any more of the running backs. That's not that.
Their wide receivers are absolutely terrible. I mean, the only person that was any value,
Jacoby Myers.
Who is that?
Jacoby Myers was like the only guy I could think of yesterday.
I'm staying away from New England. The only person that really had any value in my mind was Cam Newton, just because he had passing and rushing ability, but he had a horrible day and was benched for Jarrett Stidham. So
I don't know if we can say he has the passing anymore. He has 2 passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions on the year. Luckily enough, his rushing is holding him up. He's got 5 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. So yeah, that does equate to an even 1-to-1 ratio, but I mean, what are we doing?
You know who had 1-to-1? James Winston.
Yeah, 30 for 30, baby. And they could be very well easily the same thing. I don't know what's going on in New England. I really don't get it. I was expecting, a get-right game for the Patriots. I understand it's the Niners at home, but this is not the same 49ers that we're accustomed to. Mm-hmm. And you don't have Jimmy Garoppolo, like, lighting it up, we'll say. Didn't throw for a touchdown, had 2 interceptions in that game.
Lost another running back, too.
Yeah, lost another damn running back. They had Jeff Wilson just carrying the ball all over the place.
3 touchdowns, man. Jeez.
3 touchdowns. They gave Jerick McKinnon pretty much rest, they said. Like, yeah, we're resting him so that he's going to be good to go for the rest of the year. I don't know what was going on. Maybe he's just a little bit dinged up from weeks past. Getting that overusage, with Mostert out. I don't know. When Mostert came back, McKinnon was quickly put away. So, I don't know. No need to start a single Patriot in fantasy, says John Reed. I can't think of one to argue with, so no.
There's no one there.
My opponent started, Cam Newton over Joe Burrow. I was trying to lose that game. Like I can't get anything right. I can't pick my opponent's players for shit. Yeah. Well, I guess they would never let me. But we are definitely saying to bail on the Patriots. Sell high on anybody that you have. Just sell in general. I don't know how you could sell high on Cam. If you can get anything. If you can get somebody to sing you a song for Julian Edelman, then you take that thing right to bank. James White,
N'Keal Harry's a joke.
Dame Harris, What were you expecting a ton from N'Keal Harry this Sunday?
He was electric in college, and when he was coming in, he was a first-round pick. And I mean, Bill doesn't just like waste his picks. Like,
he does. First of all, he doesn't pick wide receivers in the first round.
Yeah, and when he does, to be completely honest, he's whiffed on. The last one I think that was drafted in the first round was Chad Jackson out of Florida in like 2010. Did not pan out at all. So N'Keal Harry, I remember seeing him in college, and he just had that ability to be very versatile for Bill, and it just hasn't been put together. So that's a big disappointment for me.
Yeah, so Jacoby Myers led the team in targets, 6 targets, 4 catches, 60 yards. That was the leader for the receivers on the day. For the rushers, you're looking at 10 carries for Dame Harris for 58 yards. Rex Burkhead, 4 for 12. Burkhead did also grab 3 catches. I guess that's respectable. But it was in garbage time. Like, Burkhead was getting used at the end of the game when the game was just completely, blown wide open. Let's see. Damiere Byrd, he had a catch, 2 targets. Wow. Julian Edelman, 3 targets for a catch. Like, it's really bad. Cam Newton was 9 for 15 for 98 yards, 3 interceptions, took 1 sack. And Stidham came in 6 for 10, 64 yards. Obviously, it's the end of the game. Defense wasn't trying that hard for the Niners. I get it. But what are we doing here? Like, is Newton really warming up the seat for Stidham?
I mean, kind of right now, he's looking like a stopgap quarterback.
And I could be wrong about this. But I believe the last passing touchdown was actually thrown by Stidham.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I'm almost certain of it.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so because I think the last game, against Denver, Cam had a rushing touchdown, and the game before that, Stidham was up against the Chiefs, and he was able to get one when he came in to back up Hoyer in garbage time. Yeah, so it's like, what are we even doing here? Stay away from all these guys. Their defense is somewhat okay, I guess, for fantasy. Like, they can't really stop the run whatsoever.
No, I'm not playing them at all.
But they are 6th in the league for what was it? Yeah, sixth in the league against the pass. So they really push you up the middle, and they don't allow a lot of big plays. And maybe in the right matchup, they can get you a couple interceptions, maybe even a touchdown one week. But I guess that's the only option I'd leave on the table is the New England streaming defense. Like, not a defense you can throw out there every week, but definitely a defense that you could stream up against the right opponent.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out of New England.
Nick's not on it.
I'm done.
Nick's not on it. All right, we're going to dive into some running back battles for the rest of the season. And then I got a fun little one that's wide receiver running back one for the end there. So last night, saw a couple of big names go down. Chris Carson, Kenyon Drake going down in prime time. Looks like Drake's going to be out a couple of weeks. The jury is still out on Carson, but I would imagine they're going to at least try to sit him down a week. Second injury potential occurrence here in as many weeks, right?
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And we saw Carlos Hyde score a touchdown. Like, they
unbelievable.
They were able to get plenty out of him.
I mean, I kind of called that. Like, I did say, Hyde is even vulturing touchdowns, but man, like, it's just kind of it's just tough, man. It's real tough.
It was his first week back. He had a couple weeks off. And now also on the other side with Edmonds, both of these guys are at least for week 8 for sure stepping in with RB1 roles. Who do you like more? At least going into week 8 and then beyond that for the rest of the season?
For me, I don't know what's going on with McKinnon. I kind of like Hasty.
No. Hyde versus Edmonds.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. My bad. Edmonds. He still was I was watching the game because I really wanted to see if Edmonds was like a part of the game plan or if he was just like a handcuff kind of guy.
He was getting in it.
He's in the game plan, man. He's not going to be getting many rushing attempts, but Kyler is looking for him as a safety. He's running right in the middle. He's going to get those maybe 5 receptions. And he can break one. He was trying his hardest. So for me, I'm going to go Edmonds. He has a lot more ability to get you points than Hyde. Hyde's just a vulture.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, like, going into week 8, they're both going to be RB1s, but I will still take Edmonds over Hyde in week 8 and beyond. Just because I think that the system is going to be just so much better for him going forward. And I just think that you look at the inefficiencies that Kenyon Drake provided that lineup and all just the nagging issues that he was giving that offensive line and, just stalling them at the midfield, et cetera, right? Keeping them out of scoring positions. I think that Edmonds could legit be like an RB1 for the rest of the season, like potentially even top 10.
Yeah.
Got a ton of love in the preseason. he was getting a respectable amount of production, even with Drake in the lineup. I think he's going to be a big boom going forward. Definitely need to be somebody that you're targeting for FAAB this week if he is not owned. Probably was, just based off of what you knew about the Cardinals passing their running backs, etc. I think a lot of people assumed that Drake was going to be the one catching balls back there, but it's been Edmonds all year. So yeah, definitely give me Edmonds going forward. I think Carlos Hyde is a nice piece, but I think it's only going to be for a couple of weeks. So don't go emptying the bag for this guy. Like, I do think that he's going to be able to provide this lineup some value and could definitely provide your fantasy lineup some value next week, but it's just a couple of weeks type of situation. If that, Carson could maybe even come back for week 8. And I would just say at worst case scenario, Carson has a limited role and, Hyde could maybe, grab another touchdown in week 8. So yeah, I'm with you there. Give me Edmonds week 8 and beyond. Hyde's still going to be a pretty solid option. All right. What about same team now with Kelly and Jackson for the Chargers?
Man,
Josh Kelly, Justin Jackson, both had, I believe, 5 catches this week. Neither really did any damage on the ground. Herbert was literally the leading rusher. Herbert went to work this week. That's your rookie of the year. Put some respect on his name. But yeah, Kelly and Jackson going forward. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a preference until Eckler gets back?
No, I don't actually. I mean, they're kind of like being used the same kind of way. They're not really using them to set up the run. They're doing a lot of passing because they're in a lot of close games. Yeah, I don't really have a preference in those two. It's probably going to be the only one where I won't have a preference.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of offense to have in yesterday's game, and Herbert was still, stalling a few drives here or there. They wound up winning, was it by 10, 39-29? Jags couldn't cover the spread. One of my losses yesterday by a point. But the Chargers at times, their offense was stalling. I don't know what it is, but I've liked Kelly more, and I'm a Justin Jackson guy. I was on Justin Jackson last year when, or maybe it was 2 years ago when Eckler was hurt for a night. I started Justin Jackson in a fantasy playoff matchup, and he got me a touchdown. I'm a Justin Jackson guy, but from what I've seen from Kelly this year, I just like him a little bit more, and I feel like he could also be the guy that has a role once Eckler does come back. I mean, do you see all these guys eating like a 3-headed monster once Eckler does come back?
No,
yeah, there's got to be an odd man out, right?
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be Jackson. That's going to be the odd man out. But right now, they're both kind of being used.
Yeah, I can't say with a ton of confidence because they were Jackson was used more efficiently 2 weeks ago, and this week it was pretty split. It was pretty split in a game where they really could have highlighted their running backs up against a really poor Jags defense. Like they really could have let one of these guys, kind of show what they got, going forward, just see whose grass is going to be greener potentially. I don't know. I don't get it. I like Kelly though. It's just something about his game is speaking to me. His vision between the tackles. Jackson does look like more of a scat back. Like if there's one of them that mirrors Eckler more, I would say it's probably Jackson.
Yeah. I honestly, the Chargers are kind of like my blind spot, and that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know. And even when I did watch them with the last part of the game, none of those running backs stood out. So for me, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, get to the tape, Nick.
I know. The Chargers, I feel really bad that I don't have an opinion on their running back situation, but they don't give much to work on.
No, they don't. I do suspect Eckler back potentially, like maybe even week 10, week 11. I mean, they're saying it's going to be more later than sooner, but you never know with these guys. Like I feel like every week I always hear like, oh, this guy's ready to go. Thought he was going to be another 2 weeks, right? So we'll see what we get there. But I'm leaning. It sounds like we're both leaning towards Kelly. Next up, we got the Broncos running backs, Melvin Gordon versus Phillip Lindsay going forward.
Melvin Gordon, to be completely honest, I have Phillip Lindsay. It's just that he cannot stay healthy on the field. He had 77 yards, I believe, when he came back, but
last week he had over 100, and this week he had 79, and only I think it was like 14 snaps. That's what I'm saying. This is tough for me. Like to me in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, Lindsay just got into concussion protocol. This should be a layup, right? But Lindsay has been so fucking efficient this season. He has looked really, really good. And I was watching him yesterday up against the Chiefs. They didn't phase him. They didn't phase him. He had a couple of really big runs. Only played 14 snaps. Like and he had 9 carries in those 14 snaps. Like they're using him when he's on the field. I think they really need both of these guys if Lindsey is in the lineup this week, then I'm going to say Lindsey ROS. The rest of the season going forward, I want Lindsey just because he is the in between the tackles guy, and I feel like that's how the Broncos are going to continue to lean on the run game.
Yeah,
not winning pretty, not trying to win pretty over there in
No.
Denver. No, not Vic Fangio.
Just trying to get the W's.
Right, exactly. Melvin Gordon also should be catching the ball more. Why aren't they passing him the ball? Come on.
I mean, they might need him to be on the field, but they probably got him in trouble by, just taking him out of some plays. Be like, all right, you're not going to throw to Gordon this time. You're going to throw to, a Gonkwo or something, or Alberto, so.
You want to try it again? I can't.
Nope.
I can't do it.
I just failed really bad. I actually said a basketball player's name, so I apologize on that.
You want to try one more time?
Nope.
All right, I'm not going to try at all. Albert leading the way, had 7 targets, 7 catches yesterday.
That was a great call. I did not think he was going to get more than Noah Fant, but I kind of did that switch because I was like, last minute switch, and it ended up panning out for me.
Yeah, you switched
Ebron.
Oh, I thought it was the Darren Fells one.
No. I didn't switch Darren Fells in that one. It was Eric Ebron.
How the fuck did Darren Fells lay a goose egg when they're playing behind 20+ points?
Yeah, that
he was barely on the sideline. It was like the Tony Snell for the Bucks game, 28 minutes, 0 stats.
Yeah,
I didn't get it. I saw Twitter imploding about it. Just because Atkins was out, he was inactive. I
everything pointed to him doing it, but
I don't understand it whatsoever. And just like everything that you saw from Watson in weeks past, it's just like he's just gonna hit these easy plays to like some tight ends and these really aggressive like curl and hook routes. I see Cobb and Fuller, they run 5 yards and just like really aggressively cut, and just that's it. That's all they want. That's all they want. Just keep moving the chains for Watson. That's it. This man Watson can throw it in there. But back to the Broncos, Lindsey versus Gordon going forward. Yeah, if as long as Lindsey's healthy, I'm going to Lindsey.
His health is just so up and down for me.
I mean, the week 1 injury, I believe it was his ribs. This week it's a concussion. Like there's nothing you can do.
Rocked.
Well, there's nothing you can do about a defender lowering his head to you. That's like telling Andy Dalton to protect himself. Hey, do better time or next time, bro. Like don't get concussed. Like he's defenseless quarterback going to the ground. Like what else can he do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying, if Lindsey's in this week, give me all of Lindsey over Gordon. He just looks better on the tape. He just looks better on the field. Next one up was Hasty versus McKinnon, week 8, because we don't really know about Jeff Wilson yet, and then rest of the season. Let's say Jeff Wilson is out for an extended period of time.
Hasty. I don't know what's going on with McKinnon. I don't know what he's doing, but I think Hasty's going to get a lot more run than McKinnon going forward and in week 8 this week. Yeah, he has that just like in between the tackles appeal, right? Like that's how they're using him, right up the gut. I think he had another 9 carries this week. I had a fun stat somewhere around here. I don't know where it is. I want to say it was like 5 or 7 yards per touch. Here it is. 5.7 yards per touch in the last 2 games for JaMychal Hasty. McKinnon has done absolutely nothing, and Wilson's hurt again. Mostert's already on the IR. So I love the value for this guy. Give me Hasty in the small sample size that I've seen thus far. Maybe it's an overreaction, but the way that we've seen Shanahan operate with his running backs, I mean, it's a revolving door. Anyone can do it. That seems to me to be like the whole point, right? Is just to have a system in play where we can just run, and we don't need an all-star back there. It's not like they were in the Lev Bell sweepstakes. You know what I mean? It's not like they're going after Antonio Brown. They just have a really good system, and they believe in their guys. And it seems like Hasty is in that mix now. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so give me Hasty going forward. I like him for this week as well, all of week 8, and give him to me for the rest of the season. If he's still on the waiver wires, definitely a name you need to be targeting here. Trash of all trash, let's go to the Jets.
Oh.
LaMichael P. Ryan versus Frank Gore, Hall of Famer. Who you got?
Frank Gore.
Rest of the season. Frank Gore?
Frank Gore.
Just leaning on the old man.
Yep.
No love for the kid.
Nope.
All right, now I got to pull up some LaMichael P. Ryan numbers. I got to get into some LaMichael P. Ryan love. Let's see what he did this week. LaMichael P. Ryan, 11 carries, 39 yards, and a touchdown. 2 catches for 16 yards. I don't know, man. You're still on Big Frank?
Yeah.
Frank the Tank?
Yep, Frank the Tank against Father Time. He's going to not break down until he wants to. So
he has gone over 50 total yards twice 3 times this season, and this last week was one of them.
There we go.
So this week he was 11 for 60 on the ground.
He's getting warmed up. He's getting warmed up. He just got to get rolling. He's going to start getting those yards. You're going to start seeing like 50. You're going to start seeing 60 for maybe like another 4 weeks. He's going to go maybe 70, 75 for the last 4 weeks. It's just a slow build.
So I'm going to say take the young legs in P. Ryan. I'm going to take the guy that makes some plays happen behind the line of scrimmage. I'm not saying that. No, I'm saying Frank Gore can't. Come on. Like to me, it's just like P. Ryan could just be an easy dump off guy for Darnold. I'm not saying to plug Darnold back into your lineups or make him fantasy relevant again just because he's back. But the fantasy options that are there are definitely held in higher regard with Darnold in lineup versus Flacco, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm okay going out and spending something on a Denzel Mims or even a Braxton Berrios, just because if you look at Berrios' production when Darnold's in the lineup, he's not a bad piece to have. Like he's not. Now with Crowder back and Mims there, now that's a different story. If Crowder's back, then slow down on the Berrios talk. But I mean, if it's just Mims and Berrios, I'm okay with that. Berrios and Darnold, they have a thing going. I could definitely see Berrios following him wherever he leaves after the Jets. But yeah, I'll take P. Ryan over Gore. I'll just take the young legs here as we got the Bears kicking off, or not Bears kicking off, but Bears receiving, kicking off Monday Night Football. Cordell Patterson getting it back to the 30-yard line. That's right. Take it to Hizzy. Smash the like button. Let's go. Yeah, so give me P. Ryan. Nick's got Gore. Last little rest of the season battle here. I thought this was funny just kind of looking at the numbers. Nick, who would you rather have going forward for the Atlanta Falcons? Todd Gurley or Julio Jones?
You gave me this question before we went on air, and I just kind of looked at you like, man, like what a question. Man, it's Todd Gurley. I got him on my team, and he's kind of been like a nice little surprise. He's everything that Zeke should be,
I guess.
But
the touchdowns, anyways, for sure.
Yeah,
the touchdowns, yeah.
But yeah, Julio. I mean, it's kind of sad what's happening there. But Gurley's honestly probably most productive person week in and week out, the most consistent producer of that offense, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as oh, sorry, something just popped up here. No, give me Gurley going forward. He's the one that's going to record 10 touchdowns.
That's what's up. I need that.
I don't think Julio's going to get 10 receiving touchdowns this year. I just don't think that's going to happen. Gurley's just getting that steady workflow. The only reason you could potentially say Gurley, or say Julio, is Gurley will get hurt.
Yeah,
the arthritis will kick in.
Absolutely possible.
But they have shown me that they don't need to overload Gurley. Just use them in between the 30-yard line and in. Use them in the red zone, and that's about it. Bears are now bringing up third down. Montgomery had a nice little run to the left, and then they tried to run it up the middle on second down, going nowhere. Bears need to get it together here real quick, Bears. John Reed was asking us if we saw the double doink from the Rice game.
I thought it was a quadruple doink.
What did I say?
Double doink?
Okay, it's a quadruple.
Yeah, I saw the video of it. It was very weird. That sucks. I mean, I saw a kid like basically fall to his knees because I mean that's pretty depressing. I think that should be worth 4 points.
He showed more care than Cody Parkey did. Cody Parkey was looking for who's gonna tap my helmet.
Is that Miller right there? 17.
That was Miller.
Thank you. I needed that.
Nick Foles to Anthony Miller. First down, moving the chains. Beyond the 40-yard line, Bears are almost to midfield. Let's go. Let's go. It's fun. You know it's fun to say.
I do have fun saying it. I'm just not a fan.
You know it's fun. All right, what we got next? We got we already did time to bail on the Patriots. What about my guy DJ Shark, Nick? Should he be shopped right now out of Jacksonville? Should the Jags be looking to move DJ Shark than offering him a big deal going forward?
Offering him a big deal going forward, no. Shopping him, no, because
just let him walk.
I mean, his injuries. Is he healthy now?
I mean, he played this last week, yeah.
Okay,
but he didn't do anything, and he's not developing as strong a relationship as I'd like to see with Gardner Minshew. You know what I mean? Like when they do try to force the ball to Shark, it ain't working, right? And for as good as he is, like, what's the point of having a receiver that good if you're only going to throw to him 3, 4, 5 times a game, right? This last week, it was like 7 targets, 1 catch. Last week, 14 targets, 7 catches for less than 50 yards. I don't like what I'm seeing.
14 targets, that's a lot of volume towards someone.
That's his best week. You might be able to total the remaining weeks into 14.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, what I think is possibly happening is that he's being covered like heavily. They're probably putting 2 safeties on there, or a safety in a corner, leaving everyone else open. I mean, that could be what's happening because I've been seeing a lot of Cole happening. Is that the guy that's been doing it?
Keelan Cole. Yep. Yeah. Keelan Cole definitely looks like Minshew's guy, but I'm seeing contactless drops from Shark and Minshew.
Yeah.
Like middle of the field, going through my hands, hitting my chest type of drops. Like it's not pretty. Bears bringing up 3rd and 12 incompletion by Foles there. I mean, some teams that I could definitely see viable for Shark. I honestly think the Jags need to move on from him. They have Chenal. They have some other pieces there. This team is not going to be winning a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. Like it's not going to happen for the Jags in the next 3 years. So why hang on to Shark? Have to pay him. Maybe they don't move him right now, but at the end of this season, I think they need to move on from him.
Yeah, I do think they need to move on from him.
Teams that I like: football team, the Packers, the Texans, the Raiders, the 49ers. I would love him traded to any of those teams right now this season. With what you're seeing in Jacksonville, is he a guy that you're ready to sell on? If get whatever you can get for him right now.
I don't know. These trades are more suited for Emron because he's a wheeler and dealer. For me, I'm kind of just like a ride or die with my guys. Like if I pick you in the beginning of the season, you're staying with me towards the end unless someone comes to me with a deal. Mm-hmm. Selling him, I don't know, man. You could still pop. I mean, random. There's gonna be a lot of garbage time in Jacksonville, so he's still probably gonna be on the field. He's still probably gonna get those targets. He's probably still gonna have a couple 100-game weeks. I probably would sit with him, but if you could get value, it'd be great to get some value out of him. But don't try and downgrade from him.
No, I would not be trying to downgrade from him, but I would be. Yeah, I'd be willing to move him for like a running back piece for sure. If I can get a decent running back for Shark, I'd be in on it. Maybe if I got to swap him one of my running backs to upgrade another piece or something like that. But yeah, I don't love what I'm seeing there, and I don't know what you expect going forward. Just because Minshew is really cutting it up, he gives everybody the ball. James Robinson's getting overloaded. I know I talked about Devine Ozigbo this week coming back. Obviously, he didn't get a role this week, but I have to imagine in the weeks to come he'll get something expanded his way. Handful of touches, whatever it is. So there could be even more mouths to feed there. And again, this is a guy that's going to be looking for a contract soon here. So I say move him now or potentially move him at the end of the year. This guy had just asked us, I don't know why, but one of these guys from Twitter asked if we've ever watched Lord of the Rings. My cat's name is Gandalf. So yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen a few.
Funny thing, when the Lord of the Rings came out, I was in 1st grade, and like apparently everyone in my grade was reading it, but for some reason my mom wouldn't let me read it. She caught me reading like the big one where it was all 3 books in one book. Mm-hmm. She caught me reading it. She was like, "You're not reading it anymore," and threw it away. Like it was like I don't know, like I was in the wrong religion or something. Like it was weird. So yeah, I've seen the movies though, pretty good. I like it. Yeah.
I don't know where that question came from, but yes, we are a pusher of Lord of the Rings here on this show. John Reed says something about wearing a skin hat with that DJ bet. Oh, yeah. I am. Yeah. I didn't get that for a second. Then I was like, what? No. It's not looking good for me. But I don't know. If Tua comes in and he doesn't feed the ball to Devontae, then I might earn myself a couple of weeks maybe. Like, maybe Fitz comes back in a couple of weeks and Devontae Parker gets a little vacation, helps out the number.
You know what I see what's happening is I see both of those receivers finishing the year with 12 games, like just making the cut for us to not void it, but one of us is going to have to do something.
Oh, it's going to happen for sure. It hasn't been pretty for either of them, really. Definitely prettier for Parker, I'll say still.
Yeah, but he's still been getting hurt, so but he's not getting hurt enough where it's like IR or something. It's like, oh, I'm hurt. I missed like the last half.
Right.
He's getting a lot of economy on his contract right now. Like playing a half and getting paid millions. Like, dude, good for you. That's even better than Chase Daniels.
Yeah, not too bad there. But yeah, Parker, he's going to have 2 on the books. We'll see what we get out of him. Obviously, it's too early to say if he's still going to be, the dude, right? Could be could be a lot of RPO down there. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be an RPO offense.
Someone's got to give me some upside of what Tua can do that Fitz can't. If that's the case, then I could see that. You know what I mean? But
Fitz can. What do you mean?
To do the RPO, like why Tua should be favored over Fitz, other than find out that, what you're going to get from him right now rather than later. And maybe he can be more creative with the playbook, do RPOs, more play action. Like
I think there's a possibility of more of a downfield threat.
Oh, no. What? I mean, Fitz was quarterback 9. It wasn't because he was just dinking and dunking. He was lighting up the end zone.
I mean, he was lighting up the end zone, but he wasn't. I don't think they were like the air yards. We're talking about like air yards. Like, I'm not saying he's behind the line, but I'm not saying he was completely down the field. He was probably getting like those 15-yard touchdowns.
Well, I'm anxious then to see what Tua can, or whatever. Anxious to see his upside over Fitz for deep ball threat. I mean, then you got to be loving Devontae Parker. You should be trying to get or be trading for him everywhere if that's the case. I don't know. All right, moving on from Shark. Washington football team, their defense did come to play this week. They've got a nice little 4-game schedule going forward. I am saying that they should be streamed for sure in the next 4 games here. I'm pull up their schedule here. I think they have the Giants on deck, but they're going into a bye. So they have the Giants, Lions, Bengals, and Cowboys.
Nice.
Pretty good to roll them out for those?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really
I mean, their pass rush defense is amazing. I'm glad that it's starting to finally click after 5 years of first round picks for your defensive line. Thank you. It's finally starting to click. Like 3 of them aren't even here anymore. But anyway, it is working out there. Those offenses that they're going against, their offensive lines are not the strongest suit of their team. So, they should be able to feast. They got a safety against the Cowboys. They got a couple sacks. It basically became a little bit of a body bag game, knocking out Dalton. But
Cole Holcomb got an interception off of Zeke.
I saw that too. Yeah, that was a bad pass by Dalton too. Like, I didn't blame
Zeke was literally trying to dive for it.
Yeah,
he's like full blown dive.
Yeah, he tried his hardest, but they're definitely a good option going forward for the next couple weeks.
Goff incomplete there. He did make a completion just before this play to Cooper Kupp, but I started counting as soon as he had the ball. 3 seconds incomplete. I thought I saw a dude open like really quick. I was like, oh, here he goes. Nope, he held it 1 second too long. Incompletion. Sorry, 2 seconds or less. That's it. Rams bring up 2nd and 10. They are at midfield. Bears need to slow them up here. But yeah, Washington football team, stream their defense next 4 weeks. I believe they do have a bye, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit to throw them out there. But Giants, that's a good spot. Lions, that's a good spot. Bengals, Cowboys, don't hate it. I mean, maybe the Cowboys have things figured out in another 4 weeks, but I'm not betting on it.
Doubtful, unless they make a trade.
Yep, not betting on it. Goff, incomplete, bring up 3rd and 10 at midfield. Trying to tell his receiver where he was going, but obviously it didn't happen, and they got a flag. Please tell me it's not on us. Not on the Bears, please.
Bear down.
Please, not on the Bears. Referee takes off his mask. Holding. Defense. That's not great. We need to do better. Bears, do better. All right, which Tampa Bay fantasy option are you feeling the most confident about going forward? Like
Godwin.
Anybody. Receivers, running backs, you're saying it's Godwin.
Well, are we saying the ones that are there now?
No. Antonio Brown, everybody.
Honestly, Antonio Brown. But Godwin is going to be a close second. I think Mike Evans is done in Tampa Bay unless –
Rest in peace, Mike.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's Tom's bad, bro.
Yeah. Tom is not the quarterback for you for your type of receiving. So we're probably going to see Mike Evans somewhere else next year.
New Orleans with Jameis and Big Mike.
I mean, Mike Thomas, the slant boy, is perfect for that.
Mike and Mike.
They could have all 4 guys going on a slant. You just take your pick, Brady.
Exactly.
Whoever you want.
Well, that'd be Jameis or Breeze in New Orleans. But yeah, I feel you.
Oh no, I was saying like Mike Thomas coming back to Tampa because that's what would be a trade, right?
No. I just mean Mike Evans just leaving leaving Tampa and going to the Saints. Jared Goff delivers.
What?
I don't know who he's throwing to, but it was totally cool by me.
That's embarrassing.
Hey, Goff, I don't know if you saw Malcolm Brown wide open, but the rest of America did. Like,
even Malcolm Brown's like, I don't know what you want me to do with my hands. I'm supposed to flick this guy off, but I know him on Monday night.
Wide open. Oh my God! Goff is closer to hitting the defender. He's closer to hitting a white jersey than he is his own. Like, what the hell? Most QB pressures on 3rd down in the NFL this season. Khalil Mack. Got our first snow today in Milwaukee, says John Reed.
Nice.
Goon up. I like that snow yesterday in Denver. Everybody in line at the sports book was just like, that's what they're going nuts about. Like, oh, the snow in Denver and Mile High. Broncos are going to cover. I was believing it. I was buying it.
You bought into the hype, man.
Yeah, I was buying it. Bastards. But so many factors. It's Mile High.
You know who I haven't seen this year? I haven't seen the guy that like pulls Sean McVay off the sideline. Like, I haven't seen
COVID. He ain't fucking with it this year.
He's like, all right, man, I'm gonna take my $60,000 a year just to do that. I'm gonna retire for this season, take a hiatus.
Yeah, they were like, McVay, you step on the field, you're done for the year. 8-game suspension. There's like, we're not messing around. Do love that haircut though, but I'm gonna look like Nagy at the end of the year. John Reed says, "Are we for or against the Rams' new logo scheme?" Wrong.
No, it looks like it was done in Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, I don't mind the colors, but the logo is dumb.
I don't like the gradient on the numbers either. It looks stupid. I
hate this play call, 3rd and 4 for the Rams, and they throw behind the line of scrimmage to Everett. I hate that play call. That's terrible. I mean, as a Bear fan, I love it. But if you're watching ball, like, come on, what are you doing? This is the Chicago Bears right here. They just pulled up a stat on the screen that said Khalil Mack leads the NFL in third down pressure. You don't think that dude was coming? You don't think he was coming? Come on. That's a terrible play call.
Get out of here.
You got to get one of your playmakers in on that one, especially if you're going to be moving it around the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage. Rams have to punt. Under's looking good. Under is looking great. Let's see. Rams are going to kick it down to the 5.
Good punt.
Good little kick there. Not a bad little kicker. Yeah, for Tampa Bay, I'm going to say just Tom, man. I'm going to say Brady. Like, I'm not going to get too crazy with it. I'm ready to sell Mike Evans. Anyone can have him. I just don't know. Like, you're not going to know what week who's going to go off. Like, I would like to say Godwin. To me, that makes a lot of sense. If you're asking me for just week 8, yeah, Godwin for sure. Like, he's the one I feel most confident with in week 8. But beyond that, into week 9, when you got Antonio Brown there, like, I can't say Antonio Brown's the answer. I mean, Arians literally said, he's like, if he fucks up, he's out of here. Like, if he fucks up, he's done. That's it, you know?
But with Arians, with that kind of language,
I think he means off. I think he means off field.
Like, he's probably got like 4 or 5 shots, you know?
I still think that means off field. Like, I don't think it means like, you know, like if he gets in a fight with one of his teammates, he's going to be done. He's going to be done. You know, like they're not going to handle any of that shit. They're not going to let him.
Something COVID related.
What's that?
Something COVID related, like, you know, going out or not wearing your tracking device, or I don't know what they do there, but you know, that could be a reason why he'd be gone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything, right? So I can't put any stock into him other than just like, you know, waiver wire flyer. Like, obviously, if you can get him, you want to get him on your bench to see what happens. If a couple of guys get hurt, then yeah, Brown's the dude, right? That's what I'm hearing a lot of. Like Arians said before, like, oh, we don't need him here, we don't need them, and now he's saying, well, it's not so bad having Antonio Brown. He also came out and said it was his fucking idea, it wasn't Tom's. He was sure to say like, oh, Tom had no involvement in this. Everyone says it's Tom. Actually,
I'm pretty sure Tom is like listed as like an assistant, like GM there. He's bringing everybody and their mother sit there.
He gets a producer line credit, you know, in the movie.
Yeah, there you go.
That's kind of his thing, right?
Executive assistant producer.
Yeah, so give me Tom. Like I just asked on Thursday, like, can Rojo hold off Fournette? That didn't last long, did it? Like, they're not going to overload one of these guys. They're just going to keep making teams guess, and they're leading their division. Why not? It's working. 5-2. I don't hate it really for the team usage. For fantasy, it's going to drive us nuts, you know, for the rest of the season. So yeah, I gotta say Tom Brady. I can't go with any of these other guys.
What about Gronk?
No.
Gronk's popping a little.
No, I mean, yeah, maybe he comes on and finishes out the year, but I can easily see him having one of those games where he just gets put away. I could just easily see it. Yeah, give me Tom. I don't feel really that great about anybody else there.
Enron on Twitter said 10 Ginn doesn't give a shit on punt returns in his shows. Like, what do you think about Ted Ginn not like using his abilities to give you something on a punt return?
I think he's collecting a paycheck, man.
Ooh,
he's collecting a paycheck. I don't
like hearing that.
I don't think we need him on this roster, to be perfectly honest with you.
Ooh, cut him.
If they could trade him, they would. But I don't know. I just think he's just back end talent, right? Like he's just there for the sake of being there. One of these other guys gets hurt. Obviously, before the draft, you know, they didn't know if they were going to get Mooney or what piece they were going to get. Obviously, it seems like, they were going to be targeting a receiver. Got a pretty fair one in Mooney. Seems to have a pretty good connection with Foles. But, yeah, if Ginn's not getting used on actual snaps, actual play calling, I have no interest. Like, I don't need Ted Ginn to be there to be a specialist on kicks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that. So, yeah, we can cut him, trade him, get rid of him. Don't really care. He's not that important of a piece, in my opinion. Might make a random catch every now and again this season. I don't know.
Oof.
Was that Harris? Demetrius Harris gets a pass knocked down. Bringing up 3rd and 7 for the Bears in their own red zone. Not great. Not great. We're going to need a first down here. It's not the greatest ball. It's more of a drop. It's more of a drop. Goes right through his hands. So, yeah, give me Tom and TB. Nick's going to take Godwin going forward. Man, how about these Raiders receivers? Is Nelson Aguilar just the dude now? Like, is he just the number one there?
Something's weird's going on. I actually played him in my DFS. He was that DFS lineup that
Nice.
popped really hard for me. He was actually owned in 1% of those lineups, and that was like a big DFS tournament. I ended up shitting the bed because of DK, but whatever. I'm not going to get into that. I think that he's doing something crazy there. For some reason, it's kind of popping. Henry Ruggs is just being like a Deshaun Jackson type. Like, he's not being fed like a diet, but if he's open, Derek Carr will definitely send the ball his way. And Waller is just like that safety that's just, probably more like a right now with Nelson popping, he's probably more of a 2 receiver based on like the stats that are happening right now. So I would fire up all those receivers, to be completely honest. Aguilar, Waller, Ruggs, and then also Renfro, especially in PPR. He's getting some receptions, man. Like, when I was watching it on the playcast on Bleacher Report, Renfro's name was popping up like every 5 to 6 plays, just a random catch. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but he has a nice little connection with Carr, and he's a Gruden grinder. So I'm firing up all those weapons. Josh Jacobs didn't do too well last game, but it happens sometimes.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs got put away. They needed to target him more. He only had 4 targets, only 3 catches. I told you, that's how you got to beat the Buccaneers, and they didn't feed their running backs. Jalen Richard didn't record a single target. Like, that's what he's used for. Devontae Booker only recorded 2. Like, they tried to feed their receivers, and it didn't work out. Aguilar this game had 5 catches for 9 targets, 107 reception yards, and a touchdown. So the dude has now 4 touchdowns in 6 games, 3 touchdowns in his last 3 games, and he had 9 targets in his last game. He totaled 9 targets across his last 3 games. I mean, I'm putting my foot in my mouth, guys. Like, in the preseason, Nick asked me, he's like, would you consider Nelson Aguilar at any time in your draft? I said, fuck no. Fuck Nelson Aguilar. I'll put my foot right in my mouth. I'll do it.
Sorry.
No. I mean, it's not that big a deal to me. Yeah. I mean, the guy was barely playing this season. He wasn't getting a ton of snaps.
And his drop rate last year was horrible. It was 50%. Like, I did a thing about it. If Renfro or Aguilar was the bigger thing. And Renfro's been doing stuff, but not as much as Aguilar. So, catch 22.
Yeah, absolutely. So in this last game, Hunter Renfrow still had 6 targets, 4 catches, 42 yards. Not bad. I mean, Darren Waller had 6 catches on 9 targets for 50 yards. Did have the touchdown. Big
red zone target.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Waller, right? He's the best option there. Like, even with Jacobs there, I like Jacobs a lot, but this week they just ran into the wrong situation. And honestly, I was surprised by Gruden. He did not pass to his running backs. He didn't listen to me. I know it's tough. Trying to stay in constant communication with each other, but we'll get it. We'll get it going. Don't worry about Jacobs. He'll be ready to roll. But as far as fantasy goes, I don't know, man. I couldn't start right now Ruggs or Renfro over Aguilar. He just looks like he's a really important piece in their offense.
Yeah.
Like, they're using him in those crucial moments when they feel like they've got the play that's going to boom. He's the one coming home with it like every single time. So right now I'm saying, yeah, he's the top option in that offense, and or not in the offense, but as the receiver. And I need to be very specific with that because Darren Waller is there and he's a tight end still, but receiving room, give me Aguilar over to these other guys until, Ruggs can put together some real consistent volume.
I get that, yeah.
What else we got up here? We got the Panthers. Nick, do you still believe in the Panthers? Cover the spread, covered 7 points this week, smashed that one, but they still did lose by 3. Mike Davis didn't do a whole lot this week. And Rule has even said, like, hey, when CMC gets back, Davis still has a role.
Oh, no pass interference? Wow.
It was a great jump ball. Jalen
I
Johnson.
think he fell.
Jalen Johnson.
Josh Reynolds right there.
Showing the form. Oh, not even fair, bro. Not even fair. It isn't. Look at this. They're going to show it straight up. Look at that speed. That's a good body up play right there by Johnson. Hands behind his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good play. If anything, just need to make the interception,
Yeah.
Come down with that one, son. Goff and company tries to take a big shot on first down. Doesn't pay off. They're hammering the under tonight. Let's go. Let's see. We'll take this one live. Got Goff under center. No one back there with him. Pressure. Maybe we get a holding penalty back there.
Wow, what a catch.
We got a completion by Everett as Goff breaks away from a broken play at the middle of the field. Pressure was on him. He was able to get free. But we have a flag on the play. I can't reach the flag to throw it. See what we get here. But do you still believe in the Panthers? I think they're now, is it 3-4? Is that what it is? Pull it up here.
Sounds right.
They're third in the division. They're third in the division behind the Saints.
They're still fighting, man. They're still fighting. And I think they'll be fighting all year round.
So you still believe you're still in them. I am too, to be perfectly honest with you. I liked what I saw in that game. That was a winnable game.
Mm.
I was playing on the road, playing against a good football team in the Saints. Oh wow. Looks like Blythe got his own helmet into Goff. Rams O-line trying to take out Goff themselves.
Good catch.
Yeah, it was a good catch by Everett. Everett getting it done there. Yeah, it looks like they're moving the chains. Bastards. Yeah, in that game, I thought the Panthers could win that one. I had them covering, but it was a pretty close one. They're going to be getting back CMC, I think, at minimum week 10.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Let me see here what I had them up for their schedule. I thought I had it here. It was who they have up next and going forward. Time to build on Patriots. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I must have lost it here, but I
got their schedule right now.
What's their next three opponents?
Atlanta. I think that's a win. But the Chiefs and the Buccaneers, they're probably losses. But they got Detroit and Minnesota after that, and then Denver.
So the Chiefs, I think, will be a good game. But the Bucs, that's the game they need CMC back. Hands down.
That's week 10.
That's week 10. I think that's very doable. They were saying that CMC was a long shot to play this Thursday night. So I believe that he could potentially play in week 9, but he absolutely plays in that week 10 game because I do think that they're going to be battling for the division. I do think that they're going to be in it. I do think that's going to be the case. So, yeah, give me CMC that week. And, yeah, I still believe in the Panthers. I like Teddy Bridgewater. He looked good this week. Mike Davis also had a slower game, not so great, but DJ Moore came out. to play. That was really nice.
I had that wrong. I had Robbie Anderson in DFS. I wish I had DJ
Robbie
Moore.
Anderson had a good game. But not
as good as DJ Moore.
Well, come on. I mean, you can't pick absolutely the top guy every single week on each team. It's just not going to happen, man. It's really tough. You're going to really hurt yourself trying to do that.
I pride myself on being good, and I just want to, give good information and do better. Do better, and just be able to provide more like better info. Like it's kind of hard because Robbie Anderson was popping, and then all of a sudden DJ Moore pops for 2 touchdowns. Like that kind of game's hard to judge that to actually happen.
Yeah, absolutely. John Reed was saying, what about Brian Edwards for the Raiders? And I mean, dude,
practice squad.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was hyped on this guy. I was high on him coming in. He had a great camp. He was looking really good, but on practice, there's a difference. He also got hurt. Obviously, that doesn't help, right? Like, it's like the same thing with like Akers and the Rams, right? You're not going to know what you get yet until he actually plays, and we've seen very, very little. Could be a very similar situation. He said Edwards was 13 years old playing on a high school varsity team. He must have been a freak inside.
I mean, he's like 6'4", so.
Allie says she completely agrees, so it must be true.
Josh Reynolds,
touchdown.
Wow.
So there goes Goff throwing his first touchdown up against the Bears. I don't know where that came from. Bears, what are we doing? That's our 5th receiving touchdown allowed on the year.
I actually had Josh Reynolds in my DFS, so I'm glad I was able to catch a touchdown.
Yeah, not bad. Oh, you know what? He broke out from the running back position there. They caught him off guard, so they had Reynolds lined up under center with Goff, and then he just breaks to the corner on, was it Buster Scrine? Ugh, not great. It's a good play call, though. It was a good play call. I liked it by the Rams. Wasn't something that they normally do. So I don't hate that. Don't worry. Long game. Bears got this. So we both still believe in the Panthers. Can the Saints continue to win without Big Mike though? They're saying the MRI is showing that he might be out this week.
Yeah,
in week 8.
I think that that they can still win without him. He's a slant guy. Like, he's not really a big play guy.
On, like, it's a joke, but are we really going to sit here and say that Mike Thomas is like really slant boy? His quarterback doesn't have a deep ball anymore. Like, he's slant boy because his quarterback can throw slants.
I
really good.
I get you. I'm just saying, like, he's not like a deep threat. He's not. He's
Mike Thomas isn't a deep threat.
In their offense. In someone else's offense, he would be a deep threat. But in their offense, they don't exactly need him to win the game. He's not a vital part of their offense, but he is a great part of their offense to help move the chains. That's what I kind of mean. I'm not trying to like put him on blast. Like, I really do think he is one of the best receivers in the NFL. It's just his offense doesn't demand too much out of him.
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying, like, the whole slant boy thing. Like, it's funny for the whole like, bro, chill out, don't hit your teammates. Like, I get that, but I really don't think that Michael Thomas is slant boy at the end of the day. Like, that's why I thought it was so stupid that he would hit one of his teammates over it, because he should have the presence of mind to know, like, yeah, dude, like, I'm elite. I catch 125 balls a fucking year.
You were just paid $100 million.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't need to be worrying about dudes calling me slant boy. Again, look who my quarterback is. When he can throw a 40-yard bomb, no problem. Yeah, we'll talk, all right? Put Jameis in the lineup, we'll see about Mike Thomas being a deep threat there. I guess what I'm getting at is they've had success with him out. They're second in, the division still. If they get him back, like, do they just leap above and beyond everybody else? And if he's not there, do they keep playing that same tune, in the division? They're only a game behind the Bucks.
Yeah. I think that when he does come back and he is part of their offense, I do think that he is going to make their offense go above and beyond what everyone else is. They're kind of not at full strength, so especially with their offense.
They missed Manny Sanders this week and Mike Thomas and still pulled off a 3-point win.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I mean, that'd probably be a 10 or maybe a 10 to 15 point lead, I feel with Mike Thomas being in there, Emmanuel Sanders being in there. Mike Thomas is just an elite player. So, I'm just saying his offense doesn't demand much out of him, but when he is needed, he answers the call.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next 3 games we have, what do we say? They got the Bears, Bucks, and Niners. I'm going to say they need Mike Thomas in these games.
Yeah.
The Bears, Buccaneers, and 49ers.
Definitely.
Believe me, if it was the Falcons, the Broncos, and the Falcons, the next 3 games they have after that,
they could
sit them down. Yeah. Take a fucking vacation, Big Mike, But no, the Bears, the Bucks, and the Niners, they're going to need them in the next 3 games. Beyond that, maybe not so much. But, yeah, those next 3 games are big matchups, especially in the division with the Bucks. Yeah, that's going to be huge. And the Bears and Bucks are both games on the road. I'm saying Mike Thomas needs to get back. It may not be in week 8 up against the Bears, but the Buccaneers, like I mentioned with CMC, I think they need him then. I think that's the time to plug him in. And fuck, those weeks up for Mike Thomas. And was it Falcons, Broncos, Falcons, Eagles, Chiefs, Vikings, Panthers? It's not a bad way to close out the season.
Yeah. Yeah, a good way to go into the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Get some steam rolling. It says, the wintergreen long cut is going down tonight for Nick.
Oh, no, it's already done.
I had it in since the beginning of the show.
Foles! Up top to Cole Kmet.
Oh, man.
That's your first overall Bears pick right there this year. Going to work, baby.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a great catch by Kmet. Bear down, baby. Aaron Donald doing everything he can to try and rip Nick Foles' ankle off.
You grabbed the wrong leg, sir.
Foles is like, get off. Get off. That's my penis. Get off. Cole Kmet, big play. That was awesome.
That was a great play.
That was sick. I didn't know what he meant by wintergreen there, by the way, too. I was like, what is John always talking about? I was stirring something up in the chat. Old John Reed. Goon down. Goon up. Bears across the midfield there. Let's see. Foles rolling out. He's got time. Gets rid of it.
Wow.
Another catch by Kmet. Dude's coming on.
Accuracy.
FAAB option. Get him. Cole Kmet. Get him while he's hot. Those are 2 really good plays. Quarterback and tight end alike.
Jimmy Graham who?
Exactly. Well, actually, I can't. We were paying him $10 million this year. Could have saved ourselves some money. Killing me. All right, Nick, are the Bills bad?
I don't think they're as legit as people think.
I think they're pretty bad. I think the Bills are not.
I think their
looking so
defense
great.
is bad.
Their defense is really bad. So let me pull it up here. I want to say it's so 21st up against the rush, 15th up against the pass. They have the 29th rush offense and the 6th passing offense. What they are missing, in my opinion, a big factor, the recent woes. I mean, they just beat the Jets by 18, but you couldn't cover 10 points up against the Jets? Come on, the Bills. And they were making mistakes in that game, bro. Like,
I bet.
They were giving the Jets every opportunity they could. But they're bad. Like, I'm not with it, man. Like, they had some decent opponents, a respectable schedule thus far. Mm-hmm. They've played some – when I've seen them play good teams, they haven't shown up. I'm not a fan. I'm not saying to necessarily sell high on Allen, but I'm ready to move on from, Singletary, from Moss. I think
definitely from Moss.
If John Brown comes back, I think he's going to be a solid piece for you in fantasy, and I think Diggs is solid going forward. But man, it took a long time for Diggs to get going in this game.
Yeah,
it took him a while here. So Josh Allen, I think you got to keep rolling him out. But I don't hate selling him. I really don't hate it. I think you could get a good small fortune for Josh Allen still right now for what he's showing you. Led the team in rushing this week, obviously in passing, of course, and no one else is going to do it. But I don't like the situation when the quarterback is leading the team in rushing. Dan Jones, Justin Herbert, just alluded to Josh Allen. Like, I don't love those scenarios. That doesn't mean that you have a great rushing offense. Mm-hmm. So I'm fading the Bills right now. If I can get a small fortune for Allen, take it. If I can get anything for Singletary, I'll take it. I think there's some better matchups ahead for Singletary, but he's going to be a guy that you don't know. Like, is this the week? Is it not the week?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
To start or to sit. Like, what's it going to be? And that's not problems I want to have going forward. So I might be ready to move on from their Singletary as well. Don't trade Diggs and don't trade Brown. Like, I mean, if you can get Brown for something and your wide receivers are solid, cool. But I'm saying this to hold on to those guys. 6th best passing offense. That's the upside.
There was a lot of stuff to go around. Cole Beasley had a 100-yard game last game. So
yeah, exactly. Plenty of passes to go around. Just not loving these runners, and I'm okay selling Allen if you can get something for him. Defense will be nice to just keep driving the scores, the overs, etc. Right?
Yeah.
We are ending the first quarter here. We got the Rams up 7-0. Bears are charging though, bringing up 3rd and 5 just to start the second quarter.
Under's looking good.
Under's looking solid. The trends are going to hit. What about the Steelers wide receiver room? Chase Claypool laying the egg this week for us.
I told someone on Twitter that Claypool's number 1 in Pittsburgh, and Deontay Johnson had 2 touchdowns. So sorry, whoever I said that to.
I said the same thing.
It's just,
I said the same
gosh, I just blew my mind. It's like I need to stop saying, "Oh yeah, someone's number 1," because the last time I said that, Ryan Tonyan had 3 touchdowns. So I don't know. I gotta start saying, they're probably number 2. Maybe get 1 touchdown or something. But
I remember the selection. It was like Godwin, Johnson, or Claypool. I have to sit one, and the guy gave us 2 options on the same team. Like.
I actually said, I think on that one.
You said Godwin.
Yeah, I said Godwin on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you weren't wrong. Like, but it's just that you didn't pick like the top guy.
Yeah.
That's all. And I don't really know the answer going forward, to be honest with you. Like,
yeah, very hard.
You would like to say Claypool, and believe me, Nick, if I told these people the trades I was offering for Claypool last week, they'd think I was pretty crazy. So, and it'd be in the same boat, but. We got a good taste of Road Ben yesterday. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
His elbow looks good.
I guess. I mean, it didn't in the second half when he was just trying to give the Titans every opportunity in the world to come back, and he did. Mm-hmm. They were a field goal away from going to overtime. That was a close game. I was on the Titans. You were on the Steelers.
Yep.
Titans covered, so that was cool. That helped out, I guess. But for the Steelers receivers, Juju. Is the answer Juju? Could you start Juju every week going forward? Every week. And that's I guess, the better way to phrase this. Which one of these receivers will be in your starting lineup 100% week 8 and beyond? I think Juju's still the answer.
I think Deontay Johnson showed a lot this week. Juju.
But some weeks he hasn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's tough.
I don't know. Just play Big Ben. Like, that's all I got.
I'm gonna say
and Benny Snell too. Benny Snell vultured a touchdown. Like, I didn't understand that. That was the only play he was on.
I'll give you some context.
Okay,
I'll give you some context because I was going up against Cam, who's a James Conner owner. Cam, I know you lost your big parlay, but you smacked the shit out of me in fantasy. Everything's going to be fine.
You're going to be good, man.
Everything's going to be good.
You're all good.
I felt bad for you, but at the same time, I also had the Cardinals covering. So sorry, bud. But in that matchup, James Conner is just getting red zone touch. He had almost 3 or 4 shots at the end zone. He dropped a pass, a wide open walk-in touchdown from Ben. He would have had the touchdown.
Yeah.
2 plays later, Snell takes it in for a walk-in. That's it. Like, they just gave him 3 or 4 shots, like bang, 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 and he couldn't get it. And I think even one time he did get it, and there was a flag. And then after the flag was the passing play. He drops a wide open pass, could have walked into the end zone for a walk-in touchdown, and instead they just give Snell an easy play, probably because they were just really painting it on the wall. Like, Connor is getting the touchdown here. Like, they were just consistently trying to give it to him, and he just wasn't punching it in. So, Snell got a 2-yard punch.
What a hit.
Snell got a 2-yard punch, and I think that's bringing up 4th down for the Bears.
Yeah.
Going to be kicking a field goal. Fuck it. Let's go for it. Yeah, let's go for it. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's see, Rams bringing a lot of pressure right here. That's kind of a highly thrown ball.
Yeah.
Needed hit him in the numbers there, Foles. Don't make him go up to get that one. You got to hit him in stride, brother. We are kicking it. Cairo Santos lining up for a 42-yarder. Set. Hut. It is good. Bears covering the spread. Let's try to get the win, dogs. Let's try to get the win. Yeah, I'm still going to say Juju going forward, though. Like, Deontay Johnson's been nice. He's a really good piece there, but he's inconsistent. And I feel like Deontay Johnson is still, battling with guys like, Claypool and James Washington for looks still. This was his week. This was Deontay Johnson's week. I just think like it's going to be different every week going forward. And I'm just going to take the lead guy there. I'm just going to submit to Juju. I want to move forward with him.
Submit to Juju.
I am. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go roll forward with him. Try to, kind of keep it simple, like not try to, pick the guy each week that's going to boom, and just ride with the lead guy there. And I said it last week. I do see Juju, catching his stride with Ben. This week it happened. I think it could play into next week. So yeah, give me Juju as the guy there going forward. I think it's, a little more simple than Tampa Bay, where there's just so many.
Yeah.
There's so many. 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, like 4 receivers now. I got Scotty Miller going off for like almost 2 touchdowns.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah, like what the hell? I dropped Scotty Miller this week. No shame. I got no qualms. I got no problem with that. I dropped him. I got plenty of receivers. If you had asked me before going into this week, Adam Humphries or Scotty Miller, I'd give you Adam Humphries all day, because he's not dueling these other guys for targets. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, Fournette, Rojo. Less mouths to feed. I would just keep it simple, but it's just not that easy all the time. So, yeah. Not trying to get too cute with it. Give me Juju going forward. Nick, you'll take a Deontay?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Deontay.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson. I don't hate it.
Eric Ebron's also popping there. Also, I saw him get a couple
I
touches.
Did put him on that list, actually, on the show sheet list. So yeah, Eric Ebron could be rolling out. Could be keeping some of these guys from getting any solid production in some weeks. So and I hope for it. I wanted him to do a lot better there.
Yeah,
a lot better there. All right, let's see. Corey Davis. If I'm telling people to start Ryan Tannehill every week, if Corey Davis is healthy, are you starting Corey Davis every week?
No.
I hate it. I hate saying this, but I gotta disagree, Nick.
I not yet.
I hate saying this. I am not a Corey Davis guy. Yeah. I am not a Corey Davis guy, but every time he's in the lineup, he's doing something, man. He's just not getting turned away from Tannehill. Mm-hmm. He's looking his way. What we got here? He's played in 4 games this season, mind you, of injury and COVID, right? So week 1, 8 targets, 7 catches, over 100 yards.
Okay.
The next week, he has a touchdown. 5 targets, 3 catches, and a touchdown. The next week, 6 targets, 5 catches, 70 receiving yards. This last week, which was his first week since week 3, 6 catches, 35 yards, and a touchdown. In every game so far this season, he has at least 70 receiving yards or a touchdown. Women, men, lie, cheat, not numbers.
Yeah.
I hate it. But until he goes lower than one of those in one of those games, either no touchdown or no 70 yards, guys, I got to say to keep plugging him in. And to me, like I'm asking myself, it's like, man, I hate Corey Davis. Like,
There's
why?
been a lot of injuries there, though.
Why do I want to like even tell people to do this? But I can't stay away from it because I keep telling myself there's no week where you cannot start Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a top 5 quarterback the past 2 years. He's or quarterback 2 on the year. I cannot deny myself that, right? So if I'm starting Tannehill every week, I got to say to throw out the wide receiver playing behind A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is absolutely the must start there. But even with Brown in the lineup, he was able to pull down a touchdown in 6 catches. Like I got to keep going forward with Corey Davis until he gives me a reason not to. Now, is that how people get hurt? Yes. Yes. It's like, I trust this guy. There's another thing I heard in the line for the book, like all the 2 hours that I waited or whatever, hour and a half that I waited. Matt Ryan, can't bet on him this week. Can't bet on the Falcons. As soon as you go run into Ryan, he ain't going to be there for you. And he wasn't this week. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault. That was a crazy loss. The whole Todd Gurley landing on the one.
How do you? I mean, you talk about that
Touchdown!
happening, but not happening.
Fantasy owners gotta love it, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
Touchdown!
I loved it.
That was sweet. And I was pulling for the Lions, so I was all about it. I was like, well, probably won't win, but then they did. Respect to the Lions, NFC North. Respect. I don't hate it. 3-3. They got some value ahead. Let's see. John Reed says he'd like to see Deontay Johnson finish with back-to-back games before getting hurt. Yeah, it'd be nice, but that's kind of a Steeler thing too. Get nicked up. James Conner, Ben, even Juju was hurt last year. Like, yeah, it's kind of
a rite of passage
kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Get hurt, then we'll talk. What else did he say? Kind of a bummer on no Charlie Brown on TV this year. You're right, man. That sucks. Charlie Brown is what? I don't know where he's going with on that either.
I don't watch Charlie.
I don't know where John Reed's going in the chat. He's always talking.
What are you doing in Milwaukee, man?
Smoking that peyote there, peyote there, John. All right, DeAndre Swift scored another touchdown this week. Are you ready to sell him? Or are you saying write him out?
No, he's coming into his own.
I'm saying sell him.
Okay, well, I think he's coming into his own a little bit. I think having AP there has definitely provided a nice little mentor for him. So he's definitely bounced back after that drop. So I'm glad to see that. Yeah,
I just can't get any consistency out of Patricia, though. That's the thing here.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't get any consistency going forward. He's had a couple of good games. I think they have the Colts up next. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm saying to move him if you can. If you can get rid of Swift and get another RB and a receiver for him, or maybe even in like a dynasty league, if you're trying to go for the win this year, if you're all in, I think he's a good option to potentially move going forward. Next year, it's probably a much better situation if Peterson isn't there. But yeah, a couple of good games on him. Like Amran says, if they're rolling, you got to flip them. So I'm saying to flip Swift. I'm not necessarily sure what you can get for him. You're going to know that in your league. But a couple of good games, yeah, I'm saying get him out of town, get him out of the lineup, get him out of town, get some value for him. I'm not sure it's going to be the case going forward. Ooh. Bears taking down a nice little end around reverse behind the line of scrimmage. That was legit. Let's go. That was a big play. But that's how the Rams try to get you, man. Those little trick plays there, little misdirection. Not this time. Oh, Edwards blows up the spot, though. The center was not on him. The center was not on his guy. 2nd and 13 for Goff. Quick hitter to Woods. 1-2. Like, snap. Going right to his guy, completion. Probably 100% under 2 seconds tonight.
I don't think Goff would be as good as he is now if he didn't have McVay.
Oh, yeah. It's all playbook. He's a bus driver. He is a bus driver. I don't hate him as a bus driver. I got him on the fantasy squad. I don't hate it. It's a good system to be in. You just need the right matchups. That's all. Yeah, I like the misdirection, but the Bears are there, man. Like they're there. It's not even an RPO. It's not like, oh, I can also give it back, to that running back right there. It's like, nope. It's this or nothing. Goff all alone, 3rd and 10 at the Bears 40-yard line. See what we get here. Set hut. Goff delivers. 3 seconds. Not going to happen.
Terrible.
Not going to happen. 3 seconds to throw the ball. 1 second too long, Goff. I don't think they're going to – are they going to kick it here? It's 57. We saw some long field goal tries this week.
I think they're going to kick it.
Joey Sly went for the record breaker. Didn't make it. It was close, though. It looked good. Had he hit that, tie game. What are we doing here? Yeah, we're punting.
Punting.
Very good. Very good. All right, what about selling high on AJ Green? He had a nice game.
Sell him. Yeah, sell him.
Yeah, I mean, if finally busted one out here. I'll get up the numbers here. I want to say it was like 7 catches or so.
The Bengals are definitely going to sell them high too. Like they're glad he
They should. They absolutely should. Let's see here. Oh, box score. Pull it up. Bears getting ready to bring it back out here. Pull up the AJ Green line. AJ Green, 13 targets for 7 catches, 82 yards. Flip him. Fantasy owners get rid of him. The Bengals need to get rid of him. Everybody move on him now while there's some value.
Yep.
This stat line could be 2 for 20 next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Or 0.
You're not wrong. What about, does the Mixon being out play a bigger factor into this?
I think it plays a factor, but not the biggest factor.
Mm-hmm.
Giovanni Bernard didn't really do too much for us, but I don't know. AJ,
Touchdown.
It seems like he was like the open guy on some plays, and Joe Burrow isn't like Kyler Murray or Jared Goff where he needs to be told where to go. He can visually see it. So I think he just got open. That's honestly what I think it is.
Shit, both of them got open. Tyler Boyd had 11 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown as well.
Good for him.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. We're Tyler Boyd fans around here.
Yeah.
Bernard had a touchdown. Even our boy T. Higgins had one, 5 for 5, 71. That's what I would like to see the Bengals do is get away from Green and just start moving forward with T. Higgins. He looked really good again this week. Had a couple of really nice catches. Had the second longest play. It was 27 yards. So yeah, T. Higgins coming into his own there. Sell AJ Green. Fantasy Bengals, you get rid of him too, man. Like it's over. Like
it's okay to move on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in fantasy, you get it. Hopefully, you get a nice little trade for him if you can. Bengals, maybe they can get a couple of picks. I don't know.
Maybe you can get Ben DiNucci.
There you go, Mr. DiNucci, lining up for 4th period French. All right. So that brings us through some of our topics here, Nick. Of the FAAB options, why don't you start railing off some of your favorites for this week? Like, who's a guy that you're ready to target, maybe spend a little bit of money on?
So some FAAB options are Harrison Bryant. He had 2 touchdowns. Scotty Miller, 2 touchdowns. Wayne Gallman. Peoples-Jones or Higgins. I like Higgins a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Hastings, Aguilar, Samuel, Albert O, Larry Fitz, Mims, Berrios, Hyde, Pirine. I can't see who's underneath of him.
That's Ben DiNucci.
Oh, DiNucci.
2 quarterback leagues, 14 teams.
Baker and D. Jones.
Oh, Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes. So my favorites out of those, I like Harrison Bryant. I think that the tight end position has been needing a playmaker, and he's just kind of like had that chemistry with Baker.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Hastings too, or Hasty. In San Francisco, doesn't matter who the running back is; they're going to get 100 yards. I think that's definitely going on. Albert O too. With no Fant being in and out, I think Albert O could definitely make his mark on the offense and even provide that second tight end option, similar to what Gronk and Aaron Hernandez did for a long time. So, those are my favorites right there.
Albert O led the Broncos last week in targets. This week he led them in receptions. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Foles going up top, deep ball. It's not there. Oh, it's not there. It looked like it. We were closer to drawing a penalty though than we were making a catch there. Man. When are we going to hit one of those, Foles? When are we going to hit one of those? John Reed says he forgot about the bus driver profile. It's a thing, man.
Also called game manager.
Yeah. Just told where to go and how to do it. That's it.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. And some quarterbacks can really succeed like that. Goff has been one of them. He's had some success. I mean, albeit, went to the Super Bowl, didn't really do much, but he's been there. He played in it. For the FAAB guys, like Higgins, I think is the biggest one, right? With OBJ gone for the season.
Yeah.
So I think Higgins is a nice option, and Higgins caught a touchdown with OBJ in the lineup. So maybe Peoples-Jones isn't that big of a reach. I would say to spend some money on Higgins, spend some FAAB on him, and maybe scoop up Peoples-Jones for free.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Strong name, Peoples-Jones. I like it. It's good stuff. I like it.
From Michigan.
Yeah. Hasty for the Niners, another one that I like. Someone that I was telling you to pick up Thursday. I mean, I was telling you to pick him up before this week, before we started week 7. So yeah, I like Hasty too. Curtis Samuel kind of came on there for the Panthers. I like
saw him get some work in. Yeah,
I kind of thought it may have been, Mike Davis down day, Curtis Samuel up. You think that's the case, or is Curtis Samuel has some steady value going forward?
I'm really disappointed in Mike Davis. I don't know. I think it might have been more of an off game for Mike Davis, and I think that played a factor into it for sure.
Curtis Samuel did come up with a touchdown. Excuse me, may have been his first on the year, actually. So where I may not be expecting him to, find pay dirt every week, I do think he might be hitting his stride with the Panthers. I like him this coming week. I like him the following week, but with CMC coming back, that could be just another mouth to feed behind that line of scrimmage. And they've been using Samuel back there, giving him running back carries, letting him run out on sweeps and things like that. So, yeah, I like him for the next couple of weeks if he can continue his production. Definitely someone that I'm going to be looking at going forward, and someone I think you need to really consider in your leagues. If he's an available option, if you're hurting at receiver. Mm-hmm. What about old man Fitz? 8 catches. Came out of nowhere.
There was a lot of slinging going on.
Does he need to be rostered?
No.
Not rostered.
No.
Yeah, in like 12-team leagues, I think it's going to be one of those guys that, is just kind of like the last man out. I don't think that you're really comfortable starting him every single week.
Yeah.
It's got to be huge, like a big matchup oriented. This week was right. Seattle defense, it's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, I don't know what's going on in Dallas, right? Like, if you're really, really hurting and you need a quarterback, I don't know if DiNucci is really the guy to start over like a random receiver. I really don't. I really don't. Let's pull up the Cowboys schedule here really quick. Give me 1 second to pull it up.
They definitely play Washington one more time.
Yeah, but that's just what I'm saying. Like, is Dalton back? And realistically, were they really that good even when Dalton was in the lineup?
Absolutely not.
No, that's what I'm saying here. So what do we really expect from the Cowboys going forward here? Taking a look at the schedule. It doesn't want to go. This is the box score, not the schedule. Give me 1 second. We're also in a commercial break here. Making us work for it, ESPN. All right, so we got the Eagles, not a great matchup. Steelers, not a great matchup. And then after that, Vikings and football team. I'm not saying to start Ben DiNucci versus the Eagles or the Steelers.
No, you can wait on that. You can wait to see how he does.
Yeah, wait to see how he does and see if the Cowboys maybe make a move. I still think that one of these guys could be a potential live option.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about Baker and Dan Jones in single quarterback leagues?
Man, you're really hurting in that situation. Baker
through 5?
Yeah, he's coming on. Dan Jones, very, very hard reach. There's not a lot going on in New York, and he hasn't been exactly great. He almost had like an 80-yard touchdown and fell. Mm-hmm. I just busted out laughing. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
We were crying. That was pretty great. Running's hard.
It is. I don't like running myself, so I get you on that. So.
Oh man, yeah. Everyone around the league just busted out on Twitter after that happened. Bears going for it on 4th and 1, hard count. What are we doing?
Slant.
He goes for it.
He gets it.
Wow. No, I mean the Rams are surely incorrect on that call, pointing the other direction. Like, and it gets blown by a fucking false start. Wow. And we are kicking it. That is terrible because Foles absolutely gets this. He absolutely gets this.
I thought he got it.
Oh, he gets it. His knee is not down. All he does is fall forward. In fact, it almost looks like he keeps his knees together and falls forward. That sucks, man. That sucks. Terrible penalty. Play of the game if you get that right there. Play of the game so far if you get that. That's terrible. Bears going to need to rely on their defense as we continue to go forward here. Ball takes a nice little bounce, and we're going to be the Rams are going to be starting it at their 40. But yeah, Baker threw 5 touchdowns this week. Someone I think that you can plug into your bench. See what type of nice little matchups you can get going forward. Let me see here. Take a look at the Browns' next couple of games here. Baker has on the deck the Raiders, the Texans, and the Eagles. I like the Raiders and Texans matchup. I don't hate that.
Yeah, I like the Texans matchup for sure.
Yeah, I think the Raiders should be pretty solid. I mean, the Tom just went to work on them this past week. I mean, they didn't really rush that well, but man, they were able to really hit up Scotty Miller in the corners.
Yeah,
killing me. It's driving me nuts here. Dan Jones, yeah, I'm with you there. That's a little bit more difficult to get him onto even your bench, because if he's on your bench, you're thinking about when you can get him in your lineup, and I'm not going to be comfortable with that. No running game to support him. They're talking about trading Evan Ingram. You see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Kupp with a reverse, taking a nice carry for a good 16 yards there. It's a good run by Kupp. That's what you got to do if you're the Rams. Keep the Bears guessing. Keep them guessing. D-line wasn't busting through on that one. Misdirection.
Right outside.
Yep, it's a good play. It's a good play. Eddie Jackson making a nice tackle there. Getting him out of bounds. Another nice play. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Who is that?
Oh, another tight end. Oh, not good. Not good. Rams are down to the Bears, 8-yard line? Johnny Munt. Backup tight ends. Barcavius Mingo. Can you swat that, please? Yeah, very shifty tight end, moving in outside the numbers, getting the ball down the field. Johnny Munt, third catch of the game for 47 total yards. Nick trying to predict the weather over here. Darrell Henderson inching it closer to the goal line. It's not looking good for the Bears here. It's not great. Sup, Jake? Driscoll up in the chat. Driscoll coming in right before we're getting ready to shut it down all the time. We're going to be shutting it down at this drive here. Oh, let's see what we get. Bears need to stop. 2nd and 3. I need a Goff interception here. Goff, Jake, is about to hit the fucking prop. It's not even halftime, bro.
Unbelievable.
It's killing me. I was telling everybody that in line at the sports book. The guy behind me is a Rams fan. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm on the Rams. -6 for sure. -6 for sure. I'm like, are you a Rams fan? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, I'm a Bears fan, and the Bears are definitely going to cover, so we'll see. We'll see what we get. Fashionably late, always. No worries, sir. No worries. We're just going to be shutting it down here soon. That's all. We got through everything. We got through it all. Oh, I'm sweating bullets, too. It's a warm night. Are the Rams going to finish this drive here?
I don't think so.
They better kick a fucking field goal. 3rd and 4. What do we got?
Tight end in the back of the end zone.
Nah, Cooper Kupp. Because I got Goff and Kupp on my fantasy team, and I know I'm going to lose. I'm not going to score 70 points tonight between the two. So, there it is. Too many seconds. Still a completion, though. But
north to south, not east to west.
Again, I really don't love the play call by the Rams and company on 3rd down.
I don't like it at all.
A little too safe. Okay, cool, let's take points, but you got an opportunity to go up 14-3. You're only going to be up a touchdown right here. With the success you've had in the red zone thus far, I think you're spoiling yourself there, the Rams. Come on. Kupp to the corner. Kupp's got to break to the corner there. Yeah, just don't love the routes. Don't love the play call. A little too safe for me.
The best lineup that I have in DFS right now has both kickers.
Yes, let's go.
Get it.
There goes Sloman for a 27-yarder.
7 points from Sloman for me.
I hate it.
So here's my winning lineup right now is Goff with 14.94 points as my captain, Kupp with 3.7, Woods with 3.3, Henderson with 3.9, Sloman with 7 now with that field goal, Cairo with 4 points as well. So it's an offensive slugfest.
Bears are going to come down the field here and
bear down.
Dial it back up. They're going to even the score before halftime, and we're going to go in 10s up, 20 points on the board, well on pace for the under. That's what I'm going to be seeing. So, all right, folks, we're going to be checking out here. This is Take It to the Hizzy, number 62, TITTH 62. I was about to say 62 in Spanish, and then I forgot how to speak Spanish. So,
7-2.
Nick's got it. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Be well.